The COVID-19 pandemic is certainly heightening Canadians' anxieties around their health and welfare, and we are hearing with some regularity that those vulnerabilities are being targeted by fraudsters who are stealing money, stealing sensitive personal information. So much so, the Prime Minister has been warning Canadians about a surge in cyber attacks during the pandemic.
I'm sorry to say there appears to be a text scam going around on the new emergency response benefit. I want to remind everyone that the government's website is the best place to find reliable information on everything we're doing.
Cyber experts say the crisis has created the perfect storm for fraudsters. Many Canadians working from home, away from their firm's IT experts, and without the protection of a corporate computer network and all of those security channels. So Michael Serapio is with us this morning, and good to see you, Michael, on this. This is really important information as so many people, WFH, working from home. What kind of scams are we hearing about?
Well, as we heard from the Prime Minister, one of them is a text scam, some of them are emails. Heather, either way, very discouraging to hear right now that the criminals are coming out in full force at this time of great fear and anxiety amongst Canadians. And take a look at the numbers because they're discouraging. From the Virtual Private Network VPN, they say that the number of phishing websites, and these are sites that try to steal people's personal information, has jumped 350% since the new year. California-based Barracuda Network, well, they say it has observed a 667% spike in phishing emails in the week since the end of February alone. And the UK Action Fraud Network said that coronavirus-related scams have cost Britons almost $1.7 billion Canadian already, and still no end in sight to this pandemic. Now, as for here at home, we should say that the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre say they've received about 75 complaints, but they believe that the number's actually higher because people who actually fall victim to this don't like admitting the fact that they have been prey to these types of scammers. And as to what type of scams they are falling for, again, it's in the form of emails or text messages on your smartphone, and they come from so-called reputable organizations, but instead these are actually criminals who are using these fronts. One example being Employment Canada, a scam that pretends to be from the ministry, contacting a person pretending to be processing EI claims or aid money for Canadians who recently lost their jobs. The catch being, in order to get these benefits or checks, the recipient must fill in their personal information, things like address, social security number, date of birth, bank account numbers. Other schemes pretending to be there from Shoppers Drug Mart or the Public Health Agency of Canada. But in all cases, these are criminals. They're pretending to be someone who they are not. They're trying to get your personal information or trying to infect your computer with malware, all for the purposes of theft and fraud, Heather.
So, Michael, obviously, how do we protect ourselves at this sensitive time?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, be aware that this is happening. Now, secondly, look at this advice we're getting from CompuNet in BC. They say, first and foremost, if you receive something, think before you click. If for any reason you believe that there's reason for doubt or hesitation, go with that instinct, ignore or delete the request. Second, don't respond to requests for sensitive personal information. Reputable organizations will not be doing this. And if you want information on COVID-19, go to a reputable website like the WHO or the Public Health Agency of Canada. Don't go to third parties or social media sites because they often will be the venue or the track that these phishers and these scammers can try to get you, Heather.
Michael, thank you very much.
You're welcome.